Well, hello friends, and welcome to my garden. I'm just going to take you around the yard and show you a few things that's been going on and been happening. So, a needle pulls thread, but those bars hold down my weed fabric. So it's not really weed barrier or weed fabric, it's actually tarps that used to cover big things of wood for shipping out of the sawmills and stuff. They put these big tarp-like things over pallets of wood. But what I did is I went ahead and laid these on the ground to help a little bit with killing weeds. Now these particular weeds, they're not growing from the top of the mulch, they're growing through it. So they're actually rooted in the soil underneath, which is kind of a pain in the butt, honestly. But I'm not having a whole lot of problems with new weeds, and when I do have problems with new weeds, if I do, I'll just take my rake and I'll lightly rake the wood chips, and that'll end up causing them to basically come to the surface completely and die. But yeah, all these dandelions, they are all coming up from underneath the wood chips. So I ordered some landscape fabric that's a lot like this stuff, except it's permeable, which means the water can go through it, and it's going to be 2 feet wide, and the roll I bought is 300 feet, so I think I'll be able to do just fine with it. And in between my rows, so I'm going to put this stuff down, this compost from the chickens. I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to put my fabric in between my rows. I could probably get away with a 1 foot row, but yeah. All right, so over here by the fence line, I took out this old rickety fence that the original owner built, and decided to go ahead and put my tires up against the fence line. And inside my tires are my asparagus plants. And the wood chips will end up going back up to the tires and getting raked level and smooth and flat and perfect. And I'm going to continue these all the way to the end until I have 8 of them. And that'll be the length of my garden. And all I've done is take out a tire, cut one side wall out, and then the other side wall I've just left. And that's going to accomplish 2 things for me. One, there's a hole in the middle, so anything like worms and life forms, all that kind of stuff can come up through into the tire. And then it also is kind of water retention, because what's going to happen is in that little trough all the way around the edge where the other side wall is going to retain water and then slowly wick it up into my soil. So it'll help keep my soil damp. And these are, we haven't had enough rain to do it yet, so these are all kind of dry. I'm gonna still put compost on top. This is just sand in here, it looks like, just local native sand. And I'm gonna top them up with my compost, and then as my compost gets wet and all that kind of stuff, it'll turn into compost tea. And yeah, so there's some weeds. I trimmed the rose bush and pulled up some other weeds and stuff. So the wood chips in this area are a little thick yet, so I'll be pulling some of them up and letting some of them go. So, and then here, hopefully the next week or two, I'll get a gate built, and I will finish wrapping those. That's going to be actually very fun project. I really enjoy doing that. And then I'm thinking along this fence line here, I think I'm going to put another row of tires. And then that way I can grow something like peas and beans and that kind of stuff up over the wire fence that I have in place right now. So that's kind of the thought process. This is what it looks like after I've pulled them up and weeded and stuff. I still have a few weeds here and there, and I have this patch over here that still has to be done. I need to pull these weeds. Once these weeds are pulled, I've got some sand that I'm going to put down in between them. I'm going to blow the whole patio off really well, get all the wood chips out of any of the cracks or anything that's left. And then it's going to get some sand. I have a few spots here where there are still a few barrels that need, pavers or bricks that need to come out because they've just exploded. Like there's one right here. That'll get pulled out and cleaned. And then when I'm all done with putting that sand in and making sure that it gets washed in really good, then I'm going to end up putting a sealer to make a sealer for patios like this. So I'm going to end up putting a sealer on it, and that should help protect it a little bit. So there you be. All right, well, that's pretty much it for me. You have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, bye for now.